Hello there and welcome back to the Schalke rebuild. Here, this is the last episode. We're almost coming towards the end of the season. And firstly, Wolfsburg away. A pretty decent win against a team that are fighting towards the top of the league. 2-1 win. Then Carl getting a goal in the 90 plus 5 minutes. So a goal in the early minutes and the late minutes gets a win over that one. Hoffenheim, 4-0 win over that one. Carl, Hoyland, Stansfield and led, getting us 5 wins in a row. Up to that. Borussia Dortmund, a little bit lower in the table than you'd expect. Jay Stansfield getting a goal in that one. Union Berlin, 3-1 win at home. Stansfield, Freuler and Hoyland getting a goal in that one. And then RB Leipzig taking us back to reality as a 1-0 defeat to Leipzig. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games left of the season. We'll play up Hanover and Gladbach in this one. Sim over to Heidenheim and Bremen, and then next episode we'll have Bayern Munich and Darmstadt to end the league table and the league season. Anyway, Ricky J. Jones is still injured, probably a fitness test, but Stansfield, Hoyland and Carl start up front in the 3-4-3. Becker, Frullo, Collier and Laird with Sanchez, Leonard, Matt, Can, Ian and Dennis Seaman in goal. Right then, getting us kicked off against Hanover. We've been on a good, decent run of form, but honestly, mid-table is probably where we're going to finish. The fact that we're not getting relegated is pretty good for our first season, but looks like we're going to have to make a couple more signings if we're going to fight towards the European positions. I mean, halfway through the season, the fact that we scored 4 goals and it was bottom of the league, the fact that we're even mid-table and at least 10, 15 points away from relegation is still pretty good in my eyes. Right, deep free kick from Hanover. Leopold to take it 24 minutes in. Shot off the crossbar. Not sure what Seaman was doing. Not sure he knew exactly where the ball was. Don't even know how that stayed out. Free kick taker over to Blank. To Nebois. Hanover trying to get another ball back in, but under the rain can't keep it in. Right, throw from Hanover. Not really kicked on in this game. Half an hour gone, all Hanover so far. 29 minutes on the clock. Blank to Keita to Leopold. It seems to be their best player. Perker in behind on the fence. Cross the wall in. I mean, there's about 10 players in the box. Lee Jia Sung getting a goal for Hanover. Unfortunately, that's just not great marking in the box. Nebois to a Song goal scorer. Led gets a foot in, does get it back though. Past another player, another cross in. Seaman takes it out of Sapendi's, I guess straight off his head. First half been all Hanover, not really had a kick or a sniff in this one. And there is the half-time whistle. Stansfield is in behind on the left-hand side, not really got their winners to do much. Becker, been one of our best players. I mean, the fact that you wanted to go for like 3 million is a little bit crazy. Frullo, I mean, if that was in the Premier League, it would be like 30, 40 easily. Decent little possession from Hanover. Looks like after our 5-game win streak, kind of knocked the sails out of us a little bit. 63 minutes in, Perker, cross for Leonard away. Stansfield up to Calm, who did score for Bayern Munich. I think it was yesterday, as this comes out. Carl, decent dribbling. Maybe we can get him for the second season, but probably not. Especially with full manager loans. Led up to Carl, gets a good save out of Muller. Corner, 64 minutes in. We led with a throw in, 69 on the clock. Still 1-0 turnover, up to Carl to Led. Led is wanted by a couple of Premier League clubs. His value is only 8 million, and we're signing for 6.5, so I'm not exactly convinced I'm going to sell him for that cheap. Carl with another shot brings another save from Muller. Decent. 69 on the clock, another corner. Perker, 78 on the clock. Augsburg go 1-0 up against Hoffenheim. Not that matters too much to us. Taibi to Urbanski. Pretty sure Urbanski's like a decent player. I remember signing him on the previous football managers. Lee Jae-sung, goal scorer, up to Matsuda, cross in, and Shipendi. 16 goals, to be fair to the lad. I mean, when you got players that can put the ball on just a plate for that, lovely move from Hanover, but not great from our side. Collier in behind. I just realised they're playing a 3-4-3 as well, so in the butters of the 3-4-3, looks like Hanover have got this one. Can we get a consolation goal? Maybe an unlikely comeback of Becker. Stansfield shot into the top corner. 7 goals this season for Stansfield. Is that going to be a consolation? Or can we get an unlikely draw? And then we had a full time in the first game. Schalke 1, Hanover 2. That late Jay Stansfield goal seems to be just a consolation. Here we are, just forgot to show you the youth intake when it came in. A couple of decent elite prospects, nothing too great. Here's Morai Dora, decent, nothing special. Portuguese Fernando Gonçalves, not too bad, pretty quick. I think they're all just lacking a bit of technicals, if I'm honest. I mean, they are 15, 16, so it's not exactly a surprise. Robin Reinhardt, who scored his first goal for the under-19s and then got injured a couple of days later. Everyone lacking the technicals. A little bit better on the technicals. Demir Stakanovic. Greek Xanthis. Not sure how to pronounce that one. A couple of top prospects, pretty much the same. Decent left wing back. Kugel, same on the technicals as well. Probably mentals as well. Bravery. Decisions and work rate decent. 2 visions, not really going to cut it. 1 leadership, definitely not a captain. Shamidis, decent stats, but not really round enough yet. And then Paul Winkler, pretty same on that one as well. Alright, then into the second game of the episode. Borussia Mönchengladbach on this one. Probably should have won last game due to the chances, but when they create chances that are just that good, when they put 2 chances straight on plate, and then we don't score until the 87th minute, I think it was, you're not really going to have a good chance. We had 5 wins in a row, so hopefully now we've lost 1, it isn't exactly the end of the run, but I guess the end of the season soon, so it's not too bad. I think a lot of these games are just dead rubbers if we can place higher in the table. We are not playing against a 3-4-3, so might have a little bit better of a chance. Saying that, Mönchengladbach back on the ball. Reitz to argue. Stansfield cuts it out, does win it back nicely. It's been a little bit of a fresh air, even though Ricky J. Jones has been injured. To have a goal-scoring player on, well, each side, ideally, is pretty good. Danforth's in behind, crossfield ball, and almost conceded exactly the same way we did against Hoffenheim. I guess that is the problem with the 3-4-3 behind the wing-backs. It's a little bit of a problem. So then, 35 minutes in, nothing's really happened so far. Mönchengladbach on the attack again. Collier wins it back pretty easily. Ihan up to Sanchez. Switch the ball over to Becker. Stansfield's not really making a run. He is now. Does have a Højlund if he cuts back, or he can shoot himself. I thought that was in. 36 minutes in. Decent shot from Stansfield. Apparently that's a corner. I didn't see anything. 36 minutes in. Do get a corner. Becker. Up to Højlund. We're not really that proficient from corners. Becker, ball in for Carl. Decent little movement. 9 goals, 8 assists for him. 36 minutes in. Schalke 1. Alright, and Seaman on the ball now. Has been a lot better since we've switched to the 3 at the back. Not exactly last game. I guess it couldn't really do much with shots that close. Frudo wins it back. Right, up to Højlund. It's been a little bit quiet recently. Doesn't matter though. 10 goals for the season for Højlund. I think maybe next season he probably should get towards 15, but I think 10 in his first season back in the Bundesliga. Not too bad. Alright, that's not exactly the greatest kickoff in the world. Van Karl Becker, nice. Right, we seem to be a lot better in this game against Gladbach. Stoja up to free kick, knocks it down, and I mean, I think I might have just jinxed it. think we need a player like that. Lucas Höhler, 16 goals. Might be offside. I think that's the difference between us getting European positions. That first half of the season was just not great. Disallowed to offside though. Not really sure if that was a good decision or not, but we'll take it either way. Becker with a throw in. 63 on the clock. Frullo. Back to a Frullo from Becker. Collier to Carl. Shot. Another decent save from Nicholas. Doesn't seem like a very German goalkeeper name, but guess we'll just move on. There is full time in this game and then full time in the episode. 2-0 win over Gladbach. Definitely a little bit better of a performance in this one. Still got a low possession, but I guess we need to beat a Gladbach team who are just quite higher than us in the table. Up to 9th, I think 11th. Not really gonna... I mean, maybe? What points are we on? 41. Europe's not out of the question, but I don't think it's realistic. But anyway, that is the end of today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you for the last games of the season next episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.